there was a major local development on Saturday night across the border, and it's been a dream season for FC Juarez. Matter of fact, Los Bravos, they did it. They won the championship in the first season that they've been in existence. Pretty remarkable when you consider just how quickly they put this thing together. We promised you that we would get Alejandra de la Vega Foster back with us on our Village Inn hotline to talk more about this team. And sure enough, she's going to start us off on a Monday afternoon here on Sports Talk. Alejandra, great to have you back on the program, and congratulations on what had to be a great early birthday gift for you Saturday night.
Yes, fabulous birthday gift. Thank you. Great to be on your program again.
You know, when you talk about winning the Apertura Championship of the Ascenso MX, you would normally think, okay, there's going to be some drama. Maybe it goes into extra time after a tight game or, a close one. But having an opportunity to do it in the kind of fashion like Los Bravos did by shutting out, Atlante 3-0, that's got to be the sweetest thing of all because you didn't have to worry about any drama late in the game.
No, definitely. The team played a great game. I think the players were totally focused. They really wanted to be champions, and that's because they have the talent, but you could see their attitude on the field. I mean, they went after every single ball the whole time. I mean, they rarely gave the ball to Atlante, and they wanted it and they got it. I mean, it's a great accomplishment for Sergio Orduña, the head coach, and for all the players.
And for you, having this thing, you put this together in 6 months, and we touched on that when you called in last week prior to the first of the two games in Acapulco, and knowing, actually it wasn't Acapulco, where was it? It was Cancun. Thank you, Cancun.
Yeah.
But knowing you were able to do this so quickly by securing the franchise, then the draft, which you touched on in our first interview, and then took the field almost like 6 weeks later, and now the championship. It's got to be great not only for you and for the team, but really for Juarez, because they've been without professional soccer for about 4 or 5 years. Then they get to this franchise, and I'm sure nobody dreamed of such a quick turnaround in terms of bringing a championship back home.
No, and I think the fans were a big part of it because the stadium has been like magic ever since the quarterfinals, and in the final, I mean, just the explosion of joy from the fans, just cheering their team on. I've talked to the players many times about when they're, on the field, concentrated on the game, do they really feel it? And they said, of course we do. I mean, of course, and it's we've never experienced some fans like this, and they love it. They all want to stay here. They love the fans, and it is that special ingredient that as we say in soccer, player number 12 brings to the game. It was very special, and that's one of the main reasons why we brought the team. Just seeing that smile on kids' faces, I mean, that makes it all worth it.
Just an incredible accomplishment, the fact, and Steve brought this up, that you put this team together about a month and a half. Here you win the championship a couple of months later. So what's next for the team now that you've accomplished this amazing feat?
Well, our goal is to be champions of both seasons. So, we aspire to go to major leagues, and that's the way to do it. But it's not easy. Now we need, the players will have a week off. And they come back because the season starts the first weekend in January. So just coming back, we need to concentrate on the next season and really not let having won the championship get to their heads or to our heads. And we still have a lot of work to do. It was fabulous, great. We're still enjoying it. But I think we'll enjoy it and celebrate for this week, and that's it. Next Monday, we need to start work again.
Spoken like a true soccer owner. I like that a lot. Alejandra de la Vega Foster joining us here on Sports Talk on our Village Inn hotline as we kick things off and get it rolling on a Monday afternoon. So you had a packed house at Benito Juarez Olympic Stadium, and there was so much demand from folks in Juarez to experience that you actually put together a closed-circuit feed of the game, and you had it at the X right there on the border, which I think is remarkable. How many fans were there watching it that were not in the stadium, Alejandro? What would you estimate the crowd was like over there at the X?
Well, I was obviously not there because I was at the stadium, but they told me it was above 4,000 fans.
Wow.
Watching it at the X, and yes, a lot of people were not able to watch the game live. The first day, as we talked last week, the first day we put the tickets on sale, we sold out. And it was great. I mean, packed house. It was awesome. The people, everybody got their cell phone and lighted the stadium. They said it was like the electric wave, and it was the electric energy. It was fabulous. The people from the Federation, they were all here, and they were very impressed with the crowd.
I was told that after the game and after the trophy celebration, that actually people, I was told, I think the team was, now correct me if I'm wrong, Alejandro, that the team marched down to the X to celebrate with all the fans that were there after the stadium celebration was over with?
Yes, the team went for a little bit to the X and then to a restaurant, Viva Mexico, to celebrate there as well.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, yesterday, we had we went on what's called a Turibus, which it's a bus that's open, halfway open. So we did like a little parade from a parking lot in Juarez to the Pronaf to the cathedral, and we went to Mass all together to Cathedral at noon with the bishop to give thanks for the championship. We actually did a Mass before the season, right there at Cathedral, also with the bishop, and asked for the blessing. And so now we returned as a team to give thanks to God for the championship, and then did a little touring with the Turibus, and it was great, because people loved it, and they got to see the stars, the stars of the team, and it was a lot of fun.
Now you got to find a way for the Pope to come to the team and bless the team when he makes his trip to Juarez.
Well, we'd be happy if we just get to see him. He is a soccer fan, and so, yeah, we'd love to see him and maybe have him bless our trophy. That'd be fabulous.
Now, Alejandra, Mondo asked you earlier about what's next now that you win, and you said enjoy this for about a week and then get back to work for games beginning next month. Do you plan on trying to keep this roster intact? I mean, it seems like when things are going well, no real reason to shake it up. So I'm assuming that the same group of players that were instrumental in winning the championship will be back for the second season, trying to win the title again.
Yes, actually, most of the team, only 2 players had a 6-month contract. So really, you're talking about the 26-player roster. Everything stays the same because they're on contract for a year. And so there's two guys we need to sit down and talk to, and we might look for a couple of new players, because we have 2 tournaments playing simultaneously next season, which is the Liga tournament and also the Copa Mexico tournament, which is a tournament that's played between a part of the Liga Ascenso teams and the Major League teams. So we play together. They divide us into groups, and it's a very good tournament too. So you always have to be cautious about all that heavy load and injuries and everything. So we feel like we need 2-3 more players.
I understand. Now, if you really look at this roster, and you've had a chance to study this team for FC Juarez, I understand from what I've been told that a lot of these players were made available to you prior to the start of the season because either in the top division or even in the second division, they were not retained by their club. Does it make it that much sweeter to know that you did this with a group of players that, very easily could have been tied up someplace else, but instead, the way the circumstances were available, you were able to grab these players, put them together, and get them to play so well all the way to win a title?
Yes, I think that that speaks very highly of our head coach because we worked with him. I think the first big step was hiring Sergio Orduña, who's been in Juarez 2 times already as a coach. We worked with him several years ago and always wanted to work with him again. We had a great relationship. He's very professional, knows the league very well, very experienced. So that was the first good step. Then we worked with him in doing our ideal lineup. And of course, we had 5 different names in every position because we didn't know who we were going to get. But we were lucky, and we found, a lot of old friends within the soccer world that we were able to get some interesting players, some of them very talented, but that were sometimes on the bench in their teams in Major League or, because of XYZ circumstance, they let them go. And so I think we were able to put a group together that was talented and very hungry for success.
Well, it's paid off, and you could just see it based on the end result and the fact that I loved listening to Orduña say after the game that the entire team and also himself knew whatever happened, they couldn't let their fans down, and that really speaks volumes. And we've talked about this earlier. I think another great thing will be now that you've found a way to win the championship and ensure yourself a spot in that coveted home-and-home series for a chance to move up a level, now the key is going to be finding a way during the second part of the season to get more and more exposure in El Paso. And I hope the TV stations get out and cover some of the home matches as well as, the newspaper around here and us too. You extended an offer to me that I'm telling you, Alejandra, I was all set and ready to go on Saturday and be a part of it. But we were unable to get ourselves together and get get everything all set and finalized. But I promise you I will have an opportunity, hopefully more than once, during the next season to come down and watch some FC Juarez games because now I'm obviously very interested to see just what the whole soccer experience is like across the border.
Well, you're always invited, but you did miss a great experience because being in a final and just, the stadium was electric. The energy there was unbelievable.
I know that. Now, we had a caller off the air, phoned in, and wanted to know if you will open up a team store in El Paso. So essentially where fans can go and start to get FC Juarez merchandise.
Yes, I think what we have talked with Mountain Star Sports is that the best way to do it would be to integrate with the Chihuahua stores. And we're just, trying to... This has happened so fast that, Umbro is our supplier, and we've just had such a tough time just being stocked up that we've talked to Alan Ledford, the president for the Chihuahuas, and that will be the way we'll go. We just need Umbro to really... The jerseys have been flying off the shelf in Juarez. We don't seem to, be able to keep them in stock, but that's the idea.
Now, what's your favorite jersey? Do you like the black one, the green one that they've been wearing?
No, the
Which
green,
one's your
because
favorite?
that's a championship shirt.
So that's it. There you go. That was easy enough. The green
the black one's pretty cool too, but the green, we've been having such good luck with it that we're staying there.
So you're telling me that soccer teams are just as superstitious as baseball teams, that if something's going well, don't change it?
Soccer is very superstitious. Not only about the jersey, but everybody seems to have their little routine. And the truth is, I include myself in that. Like I'll wear the same, jeans or whatever I did, when we're having success. And yeah, I repeat it. I sit in the same place, and there's a routine you follow.
I like that. So for people wondering, is Alejandra de la Vega Foster superstitious? The answer is yes, absolutely she is, especially come playoff time. That's not even a question.
But you know what's funny? Like I think in my life, I'm not normally superstitious. But when it comes to soccer, I think very.
Now, one final question, and that is, we have a baseball stadium downtown El Paso, Southwest University Park, that was converted for soccer. It has already hosted one match, and I know there's plans for at least another one before they put the pitcher's mound back. Is there any way we could get your team back for a potential friendly match before they convert it back to baseball for 2016?
Yes, we are trying to find the way to schedule a match. It would be pretty fast because it would be like a preseason match, and our season starts the 8th of January. So we're talking that that will be pretty soon.
So you're probably looking either very late December around the New Year's or that first week of January.
Exactly.
Okay. Would you want to play against a team from second division, or would you rather just go up against one of the Primera divisions?
Well, I think it'd be interesting for the fans to see a major league team. Now, I'm very interested in doing a match against an MLS team, but it's just the time hasn't worked.
At least not yet. But
Yeah,
that
exactly.
is definitely
Not yet.
something that could be in the future, because I know sometimes that involves a lot of planning and scheduling and contracts. But I think that if in the next year or so we could see FC Juarez take on an MLS club, I think that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's one of our objectives to bring an MLS team and play them here in El Paso.
All right, good stuff. Well, listen, congratulations again on the championship, on the phenomenal season, and the demand. You got a lot of El Pasoans getting through to our show on the phones and on Twitter, wanting to know all about FC Juarez. So I'm telling you what, I know that this is obviously huge for Juarez, but I think it's got unbelievable potential for El Paso soccer fans too, as you continue just to reestablish yourself as one of the preeminent soccer clubs in all of Mexico.
Yes, we're very excited, and a friend of mine that lives in El Paso drove back after the match and was telling me the whole bridge was full of people with jerseys, and they were honking and clapping, and everybody was happy, which is not the normal state of mind when you're doing the line on the bridge. So it seems that a lot of people from El Paso did go to the final.
That's great news. All right. Alejandra, we appreciate the time. Thanks for calling in. Congratulations on the championship. And let's keep in touch, and we'll look forward to getting you back on with us here to talk some more FC Juarez soccer in the near future.
Great. Thank you. And nice to talk to you, Steve.
All right, you too. She's Alejandra de la Vega Foster on our Village Inn hotline.